It was a cold Friday night in October. My younger brother Jake was staying over at my house for the weekend. He was only 12, and my parents thought it would be fun for him to spend time with me, his older brother, now that I had my own place. That night, we stayed up late watching horror movies and eating junk food. By the time we turned off the TV, it was already past midnight. Jake was getting ready for bed in the guest room while I went to brush my teeth. As I stood at the sink, I heard a light tapping sound from down the hall. It was so soft at first that I thought I imagined it. But then it happened again. A slow, deliberate tapping on the window in the guest room where Jake was staying. I called out, "Jake, you hear that?" There was no answer. I walked down the hall and gently pushed open the guest room door. Jake was standing by the window, his back to me. He wasn't moving, just staring outside. "Hey," I said, stepping closer. "What's up?" He turned to look at me, his face pale. "There's a man outside," he whispered. A chill ran down my spine. I moved next to him and looked out the window. At first I saw nothing but the dark backyard. Then my stomach dropped. Just beyond the tree line, barely visible in the dim glow of the streetlights, was a figure standing perfectly still. He was tall, dressed in what looked like old, ragged clothes. But the worst part was his face, or rather, the lack of one. A burlap sack covered his head, with two small holes cut out where his eyes should be. As soon as I saw him, he raised one hand and tapped the glass again. I yanked the curtains shut and grabbed Jake's arm. "We're going to my room, now." We hurried down the hall, locking the bedroom door behind us. I grabbed my phone and dialed 911. As I pressed it to my ear, there was another sound, a slow creaking noise from the hallway. Someone was inside. Jake and I held our breath as we heard soft, deliberate footsteps approaching the door. The handle twisted, once, twice, then silence. Minutes passed, though it felt like hours. Then sirens. The police arrived, but by the time they searched the house, there was no sign of anyone. The back door was unlocked, something I swore I had locked before bed. The only proof of what we saw was a single muddy footprint just outside the guest room window. Jake never stayed over again. And to this day, I still wake up in the middle of the night, half expecting to hear that slow, rhythmic tapping on my window.